Hi children, my name is Auntie Marianah and my story today is about Carol the Cat, written by Robert Lourens. And today Carol goes to the beach. She says it was one of those hot, steamy days in summer with not a breath of wind. Tiger was running around the house as if something was about to happen. Then I heard Mary say, "John, is everything in the car?" "Yes, dear. Have you got the sunscreen?" he replied. "All packed in the beach bag with the towels?" I realized then what was happening. They were all going to the beach. That was why Tiger, the dog, was so excited. I would have the house all to myself and I could have peace and quiet. John had been busy renovating the kitchen and Mary was retiling the bathroom. Tiger, of course, stuck his nose into everything and tracked dust and bits of this and that all over the place. As I was thinking of what I was going to do, Mary picked me up. "What? Where?" She carried me to the car and dumped me in the back seat, shutting the door. Oh no! This was disastrous. How was I going to get out of this? To make it worse, Tiger was already in the car, slobbering all over the place. John and Mary got in and said, "Are the two of you ready for the adventure?" "No!" I tried to shout, but all I could say was, "Meow! Meow!" The car reversed down the drive and into the street. This was not my idea of fun. Tiger was looping around the back of the car, from floor to seat, from left to right. He was making me quite dizzy. I had to get out of his way and jumped up onto the ledge at the rear window. I watched in dismay as our house disappeared into the distance. Finally, Tiger settled down. He sat there panting, looking out of the side window, his tail thumping the seat. John and Mary were full of joys of life, singing, "Hi ho, hi ho, it's off to the beach we go, hi ho, hi ho, hi ho, hi ho." They laughed and bounced around. Then Mary started singing, "Here comes the sun," with John filling in, "Do-dee, do-dee." "Here comes the sun, and I say it's all right, da-dee-da-dee-da. Little darling, it's been a long, lonely winter." Really, humans are so silly at times. I am glad no one else could hear this catastrophic chorus. Never mind. The journey seemed to take forever. I never knew the beach was so far away. Eventually we arrived and John pulled into the parking lot. There were so many cars and I was hoping that there would be no place for us so we could go home. But that was not to be. John and Mary unpacked the car and found a little spot amongst the crowd. They set up an umbrella and unfolded the chairs. When they opened the door, Tiger shot out of the car like a wound-up rubber band. I just sat there. You weren't going to get me out of this vehicle. No way. Have you ever thought what it is like to be dumped into a giant litter box for a whole day? Let me put it this way. Would you like to sit on your toilet all day long? No, didn't think you would. Well, but it's like that. The next minute, Mary grabs me, and before I can dig my claws into the upholstery to stop her, she lifts me out of the car and carries me to where Tiger and John are sitting. Without a thought or concern for my dignity, she plonks me down on one of the towels. There I was, the only cat on the beach. You would think that I would feel special. Well, I didn't. The sun was beating down, causing heat waves across the sand, and I had a fluffy fur coat on. I was not comfortable at all. Tiger was in his element. He ran up and down the beach, kicking up the sand over everyone, including me. He thought digging a hole right next to me was a good idea. I don't know what he was thinking. I'm sure there were no bones or hidden treasures here. All he did was cover me with a deluge of sand. I shook myself, but that didn't do the trick. So I tried cleaning myself by licking. The sand stuck to my tongue, and that wasn't fun at all. I was glad when John called Tiger away. John threw a stick into the water, and Tiger dove straight in and retrieved it. Over and over and over again. It was making me quite tired watching them. He would have done that all day if John had not stopped to come and fetch a glass of juice. Ow! A ball flew through the air and it landed right on top of me, followed by two children who thought that I was a cute kitty. They picked me up and hugged me, kissing me all over as they said sorry. Really? Didn't they care for my dignity? I wasn't a baby or a toy. Yuck! By the end of the day, I was hot and sweaty with sand-encrusted hair and a little bit on the aggressive side. If one more person came to say how cute I was and that they had never seen a cat on the beach before, I would have eaten them. Actually, I did hiss at the little girl who pulled my tail. I was relieved when John and Mary started packing up. I didn't wait for Mary to pick me up. I shot across the sand, followed by Tiger, and we waited outside the car. The moment John opened the door, we jumped in. When we arrived home, Tiger tried to help clean me up by licking me. I don't know which was worse, the gritty sand or his slobbering. But I was grateful that he tried anyway. It showed that he was a true friend. I was never happier to get away from the beach and be home. I hoped I would never have to go through an ordeal like that again. If I ever thought we were going to the beach, I was going to run away. This story reminds me of the following scriptures. It says in Romans 8, verse 28, we know that in all things God works for good with those who love him, those whom he has called according to his purpose. And in Psalms 23, verse 4, even if I go through the deepest darkness, I will not be afraid, for you are with me. Your shepherd's rod and staff protect me. Do you know that there will be times when we have to go through things that we don't like? Maybe you have already had an experience as Carol had. The one thing to remember is that God will use the good and the bad and will turn the bad into something worthwhile. Carol did not enjoy her visit to the beach, but her friendship with Tiger was strengthened by his trying to help her. Bad things do not last forever. There is a season for everything, and God will carry you through it all. And now it is time for me, Auntie Marianah, to say, until next time, bye-bye.
This story is read by Marianah Lourens with permission from the series Carol the Cat, written by Robert Lourens and can be read on his blog scribblelow.blogspot.com, or you can contact the author via email robert@highwinds.co.za for a free transcript.